and other communities like this, there are a few around the country, always have an enormous number of visitors. It is amazing how often that happens. Bus loads, literally buses come to these few other facilities that I'll describe, and the visitors are anxious and to shop there and dine at the cafes and to visit. So that's be a very important part of what we do. Our community, I think, could be loosely compared to a retirement community for seniors with active lifestyles. Seniors and our guys have many needs that are similar. For example, security, supervision, nutritional needs, medical needs, productive work opportunities, mobility considerations, and social and recreational as well as spiritual. Our residents, just like the residents in an adult retirement community, can have an improved quality of life. And similar to the retirement community, we will offer services and amenities which respond to changing life needs so that the residents can access support needs without relocating their home. Put simply, they can age in place. And that is, that's important for not only the parents and caregivers, but important for the disabled adults. Most people fear and resist change, the more so as they become older. And this characteristic is more pronounced in adults with disabilities. In most cases, a disabled adult needs a daily routine, and they want a daily routine. They want sameness. So what to us may be boring, to them is security, and it's a necessity. Same thing every day. I can attest to you at home that we have a routine, and I'm getting some nods over here. If that routine varies by a little bit, you have to go back and correct it and put it back in place. And so we want to be able to provide sameness. And in a lot of ways it makes it easier because there's no surprises. You do the same thing at the same time every day. We want to offer a safe and permanent home for disabled adults so that we can provide for them and assuage the concerns of the parents and caregivers about lifelong security. When we began developing a vision for St. Andrew's Village, which was shortly after Andrew, our son, was born in 1986. And this was before the internet and so forth. And Sandy was a real good researcher. She's a librarian by education. And so she looked and looked and looked, and we zeroed in on some of these communities because we knew what we wanted, but we weren't sure if it existed elsewhere. But it turns out that other parents, they think the same way we did. And we found some communities and we began to visit them. In fact, Sandy and I visited them, and our board of directors, many of our board of directors have since gone on field trips. For example, there's Brookwood Community in Brookshire, Texas, which is west of Katy, Texas, and Katy's west of Houston. And Brookwood Community is really in the middle of, or was in the middle of nowhere. It's grown to some extent now. And it is it's 475 acres, but they only use about 50 or so acres, maybe 75 acres. The rest of it's still in pasture. They have 110 residents there. Very, very successful program. As we visited there, part of their mission is to help other communities get started. There's no competition in this business. The need is so huge that a part of our mission will be to help others get started as well, to see what mistakes and successes we have had. Brookwood community is now a mature community, and it's been, I don't know, 30 years or 20 years or so. They have, their arrangement is, I think they have 8 residences with between 8 and 10 residents in each home, 2 or 3 sometimes to a room with sharing a bathroom, and it's a home like any other with a living room and a kitchen. And the residents eat breakfast there. They prepare breakfast. There's a resident advisor. They help them and they prepare meals and the dinner. So it is a family unit. In the morning they get up, they go to work to a number of work enterprises, and we've looked at those and we're going to copy a lot of those with the blessing of the Brookwood administrators. For example,